And it's true, this notion of if you give money to the little people, it's a moral hazard. If you give it to the banks, you're saving the country. And this appears to be basically the MO, and the way they set the table now for this stuff is, of course, to say that we're broke. We're broke. We need to make the hard decisions. Can't really go into what those hard decisions are, because essentially what they are, we need to make the difficult decision to screw the vast majority of Americans for the benefit of the rich. Paul Ryan, in his plan, called for the ending of Medicare, except for you continue to call it Medicare. And that's why if you say that Paul Ryan called for the ending of Medicare, somebody issues you 7 Pinocchios or something. And I'll remind you that Pinocchio did not lie more than an average person or puppet. It's just that his nose grew. So there is no logic behind multiple Pinocchios. The logic should be on the length of his nose. But aside from that little detail, what is Medicare? It is social insurance provided and administered by the government to increase their buying power. There was an experiment called Medicare Advantage, wherein people could opt out of Medicare and put that money, have the government basically pay private insurers. What they have found over time is that the government ended up paying about 20% more for that health insurance when it was paid directly to the private insurers and not through the bulk negotiating rights abilities of Medicare. Part of the Affordable Care Act diverted about $50 billion from that program into other programs of Medicare and into the expansion of Medicaid. And it resulted in no reported loss of benefits from enrollees. So what Paul Ryan wants to do is essentially say, okay, this is a defined contribution plan, no longer a defined benefit plan. Medicare, as you know, provides you with a minimum basic amount of health insurance relative to how much health care costs you have when you get older. In the Ryan plan, you continue to pay into Medicare. And what they do is they kick you out a voucher, coupon essentially, that says take this coupon to a private insurer, go onto the private insurance market, and buy insurance for you, a 65-year-old person. We will not raise the amount of that coupon, regardless of how much health insurance or health care costs rise. And at the beginning, you still will be underwater. It would essentially destroy Medicaid, replace it with a lump sum for states to use as they saw fit. And for all the uninsured, because of course Ryan wants to, and I guess like Romney on day one, repeal the Affordable Care Act, they would give money to the uninsured, essentially another coupon, $2,500 to buy your own plan. Is there a single insurance plan that you can buy in the country for $2,500 a year? I don't know. Much harder, I would assume, too, if you're a kid.